I'm not sure if it's the beautiful sky right now or the sound of the bird chirping, but I think one of the best things we can do for our mental health right now is to get outside in nature. This might be kind of a shorter video, but I feel like I definitely want to talk about why I'm feeling this way. I mean, I don't think it's rocket science, and I don't think I'm definitely not the first person to talk about this, but I kind of just want to talk about my experience, and hopefully it resonates with you, or maybe just inspires you to go outside for 5 minutes. That would be a success in my eyes. It's beautiful out right now, and I remember last Sunday. It's Saturday. I remember this past Sunday. I just decided to spend the whole day outside. I left my phone inside. I just wanted to be like alone in nature. I came outside. I ate my breakfast. I sat over by my pool, and I just took deep breaths and listened to nature. I listened to the wind, the trees rustle in the wind. I listened to the birds chirp. Then I got up and I just kind of walked around the yard. I looked at all the plants. I touched the leaves. I just felt my feet in the grass. I smelt the roses and the a lot of other flowers that I have in the backyard. And then I just kind of just sat in the grass, stared up at the sky, and just enjoyed being in nature. And then I put my feet in the pool. I got in the pool for a little bit. And even still, I was just enjoying just being in the water, you know, still being outside, just again, listening to the trees, listening to the birds. And I did that for like most of the day. Later in the day, I had something I had to do. I had to go somewhere. And even when I went, it still felt like I was riding the high of just being outside all day. And I think that's part of the reason why when people say like, "Oh, when the spring comes around and when the summer comes around, I feel alive again." I feel like because genetically, when we were, when we were like, you know, hunter gatherers, like how many hundreds of thousands of years ago, we were always outside and we lived off of, the trees and the plants. And I feel like it almost brings us like back to our roots. Now there were a lot of bad things about that time too, so I'm sure that my analogy isn't 100% accurate, but it truly feels like we are one with nature. And when you're outside in nature, you kind of reconnect with that harmony again. And even just sitting in the sunlight, just feeling that like the natural sunlight instead of, the heat in your house in the winter, and feeling the breeze, like, just like the cool breeze on you to help, when you're sweating a little bit instead of going inside in the air conditioning, it just feels different. And I've the last couple months I've made a very, very conscious effort to stay off my phone as much as possible. I keep saying that I'm having like a low cortisol summer because I'm trying to get like as many of the stressful things and people out of my life as possible. But it feels like the ultimate cheat code to lowering my cortisol is to just leave all my technology inside and just sit outside and enjoy nature. Enjoy being outside. And even if you're not doing anything, and if you don't live in a place where you have like, access, maybe you live in an apartment or whatever, just even if you just go outside and go for a walk in the park or walk down the street and just get some fresh air, like it really does just feel so nice. And like it feels like almost like a drug. Like it really like you go inside after being like surrounded by the beauty of nature, and you're just like you just feel like you're on a different planet, and like the best way possible. And I think even with food, like I think when we eat, I don't know, like I have a garden, and like when you eat food from the garden, it just tastes better. Like than like the GMO steroided garbage that you eat from the supermarket. And I'm not saying that I don't eat any of that stuff, I'm on the bulk right now, so I'm trying to get bigger. So I am eating some of that stuff, but when I avoid it, I try. When I can't avoid it, I do. Um, but yeah, when you eat like even when you eat healthier, if you notice like a lot of the healthier foods are the stuff that come from nature, like the fruits, the vegetables, even like the animals or whatever. No offense to anyone that, maybe vegetarian or vegan. I'm just saying I think that avoiding like the highly processed like garbage, like the candies and the sodas and the processed meats and all that stuff. I feel like you just feel better when you're eating more natural. And yeah, it's just I would encourage anyone to try and rekindle that relationship with nature because you definitely won't regret it. And if you do, comment why because I'm curious. And if you have any other little nature hacks that you like or things in nature that you do that make you feel better, put in the comments because I'm curious and I want to try them because this feeling right now is pretty awesome. So yeah, thanks for listening to my little tangent and I will see you next time.